Okay, thank you. Yeah, I will stand up. Thank you so much for giving me a chance. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to express.
Yeah, really,
some
really
ideas.
speak into it.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to mention my background. I was born and raised in a Marxist country, Republic of Socialist Romania, Southeastern Europe, and just wanted to, at outset, to mention what happened to Germany, having been split into two different countries under two different managements, and basically the East Germans, after 40 years of central planning, which is what you're doing right now, they have ended up without food and dirty roads, polluted lakes, and all the bad things you may have seen if you traveled in Eastern Europe. So it's very interesting for me, a person who was born and raised and heard this kind of rhetoric all the time, to speak with the Americans, people who are born and raised here, and they're courting this kind of ideas, thinking this is something new and it's great, it's just amazing, you know? And I'm thinking, okay. So my question to you guys is, if you compare the central planners in East Germany with the free market in West Germany, can't you see the benefit of air quality and jobs and quality of life and education and prosperity versus a dump hole? I want to say this at the outset because this is not just a matter of money and economy. Ukraine, for instance, I'm going to give an example, has become the capital of prostitution in Europe. Okay, Ukraine is has a border with Romania, and I just wanted to tell you that I really doubt that their Bolshevik grandparents would have accepted this kind of system of management you are pushing for if they knew their grandchildren will be sold in the street for to put bread on the table. I want you to think about that.
Are we heading that way?
Oh, there's no question. And the interesting part is that I don't think that you guys are bad people, because my dad was a believer in Marxist, or an ideologue. He never benefited from it, but he could have come here and he decided that he was going to build a fair Marxist society in Romania. And 40 years later, he doesn't believe in that anymore. This country is completely industrialized. There's nothing produced anymore. It's following Greece and Spain. And I just want to give you a little bit of heads up. The interesting part is that when I speak with Americans, I say, well, everyone thinks this country is actually capitalist. That's what they think. But capitalism doesn't exist here. There is no such a thing as redistribution of wealth and this degree of central planning in a capitalist society. This is Marxist, folks. Okay? Redistribution of wealth is definitely the core fundamental of Marxism. You guys are doing what has been done and what failed on all continents, and you're bringing here. Let me just please. No, it's okay. I want to communicate with them. I appreciate it. Another point I wanted to make is that, again, I'm not seeing enemies in you, because my own family was like that, and I know so many people that had all the greatest intentions, and they had these ideals. And I just want to give you a heads up that he has failed everywhere else. This is not something you want to bring here. And we have tried this, let's say, for the last 50 years, incrementally, like someone just mentioned before. And what do we see right now? 46 million Americans are unable to put food on their tables. They're on food stamps. The more the government is trying to get involved and fix problems, okay, the more they end up segregating the society, creating tensions between people and neighbors and corporations. They create poverty. They send jobs over the seas. Things are not going better. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know this country is going down the drain. Basically, right now, America is competitive at what? Hollywood, military export, and what else? What is America competitive anymore doing today? Not very much. So anyway, things are going very poorly. Now I'm going to get to the specific things.
Can we wrap up, 'cause there are a few other folks?
Well, okay, well, you can cut me off anytime you want, but I think it's very important to think about the big picture, not just the nuts and bolts of things. All right, the first issue is that you mentioned that one of the reasons you're doing this is to help poor people. Okay, first of all, you never help poor people. In this case, it would be mostly Hispanics and blacks, okay, because they're the ones that are hurting most. You're not helping them by creating projects where you're segregating them from society, where the schools are running down and so on. Government has tried that, they all have failed, they're full of drugs, things don't work out, okay? So segregation is not a good idea, the first point. Second point, if you want to help people, making life more affordable, first of all, you have to create an environment where people can buy a piece of land and build a home and accomplish this with you know, as affordable as possible. How much does a house cost in California, and how much does it cost in Georgia? I have friends that moved to the state of Washington and to the state of Georgia because they could not afford to live here anymore. But you drive around here and you're going to see California has plenty of land. The United States is not a little island where we are forced to go on the vertical. We have so much land that God forbid your car breaks in the middle of a road somewhere because you're going to be extremely far from anywhere where you can get some help. So we have plenty of land, and you know, if we didn't have these restrictive laws that you guys are concocting, all right, and pushing on us, we could easily build a home here. I could build, I'm a construction worker, I'm an electrician. I can build a house for you under $150,000 on half an acre, 3-bedroom, with everything you want on it, okay? So why should an apartment or a condo cost $400,000, $500,000? And if you get a loan on it, you're going to pay 3 times that amount, $1.5 million, right? Why should, so are you really helping people when you're saying that you're creating this you know, 3, 4, 5-story buildings and putting them on top of each other? How are they going to raise a family if they won't have a tree or a little backyard to put a swing for their kids? It's not human, it's not natural, it's not organic, okay? Well, okay, let me go down, please.
Perfectly happy with him talking.
My main point, my next point.
We can come back to you, I promise.
All right. The next point I wanted to talk about the liability of government investment. Government and you guys, okay, all these organizations that are paid by the taxpayers, you guys do not have, you could not back up your own decisions. You're simply not responsible. If you screw up any amount of money, nobody can come after you and say, you know, you're personally liable for it. So this is nothing new. The government of the United States, the government of Israel, and other governments have tried to get involved in mingling with, you know, or combining with other private corporations. When things went down under the water, the investors couldn't, you know, you could sue a private company, you can sue some people who have some assets and find them liable. You can't sue the government because the taxpayer is going to sue taxpayers. You can't do that. So my point is that you should never have government invest this kind of money and make this kind of decisions because you guys simply have nothing to back it up. If you screw up, you're not liable, and you make the mistakes, we get the consequences. Does that make any sense to you? Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This gentleman